Welcome to Rise and Learn English. You are here because you have made a decision. You have decided that you are not going to wait for a teacher. You are not going to wait for a school. You are not going to wait for permission. You are going to take this journey into your own hands. You are going to learn English by yourself. This is a brave choice, and frankly, it is the best choice. The truth is that schools can teach you about the language, but they cannot teach you the language. They can give you the map, but they cannot walk the path for you. Only you can walk the path. Only you can build the neural pathways in your own brain. Today, in this masterclass, we are going to walk through the fundamental principles of self-directed learning. These are not magic tricks. They are not shortcuts. They are the deep principles that actually work. If you follow this path, you will not just learn English, you will live English. Let us begin with the reality of your situation. You might feel alone. You might feel that learning by yourself is a disadvantage. You might think, I need a conversation partner, or I need someone to correct my mistakes. But let me tell you something surprising. Being a solitary learner is a superpower. When you are in a classroom, you move at the speed of the slowest student. You spend hours listening to other students make mistakes. When you are alone, you move at your own speed. You can spend 3 hours on a topic you enjoy and skip the topics you already know. You are the captain of the ship, but a captain needs a compass. Without a compass, you are just floating in the ocean of vocabulary, drifting wherever the waves take you. The first major step is defining your why. This sounds philosophical, but it is practical. Why are you doing this? If your answer is, to speak English, that is too vague. Your brain does not know what to do with that instruction. It is like getting into a taxi and telling the driver, take me somewhere. The driver will not move. You need a destination. Do you want to learn English to work in a tech company? Do you want to travel through Europe without fear? Do you want to read books in the original language? You must be specific. I want you to close your eyes for a moment. Visualize the version of yourself that has already achieved this goal. See yourself sitting in a cafe in London or New York. What are you drinking? Who are you talking to? How does your voice sound? Is it deep and confident? Visualize the expression on the other person's face. They are interested in what you are saying. This visualization is not a daydream. It is a rehearsal. Athletes use this technique to train their muscles before a race. You must use it to train your motivation. When the grammar gets hard, and it will get hard, you replay this movie in your mind. This specificity creates a filter for your learning. If your goal is to travel, you do not need to learn the vocabulary of business meetings. You do not need to know the word shareholder or quarterly earnings. You need to know reservation, train station, and emergency. By narrowing your focus, you make the task achievable. Now that we have the destination, we need to talk about the environment. You cannot learn English if you are living 100% in your native language. You might say, but I live in a country where nobody speaks English. That does not matter. You do not live in a country, you live in your head, and you live in your digital world. You can change your digital geography instantly. Look at your phone. It is likely set to your native language. Change it. Change it to English right now. This is a small action, but it sends a powerful signal to your subconscious. Every time you look at your phone, which is hundreds of times a day, you will see settings instead of your native word. You will see camera, calendar, notes. You are forcing your brain to accept English as the operating system of your life. But we must go further than just phone settings. We must hack your algorithms. Your YouTube feed, your Instagram feed, your TikTok feed, these determine your destiny. If you spend 3 hours a day scrolling through content in your native language, you are reinforcing your old identity. You need to confuse the algorithm. Start liking and subscribing to English content. Not just English learning channels, but content about your hobbies in English. If you like cooking, follow Gordon Ramsay. If you like technology, follow Marques Brownlee. Force the algorithm to serve you English. Soon, your entire digital entertainment life will be an immersion school. You won't be studying, you will just be living, but in English. This extends to your physical space. Look around your room right now. You see a lamp, you see a desk, you see a window. Label them. Get sticky notes and write the English names on everything. It looks silly. It looks like a kindergarten classroom. But it works. When you wake up in the morning and turn off your alarm, you see the word clock. When you brush your teeth, you see the word mirror. You are immersing yourself in the language without leaving your house. You are creating an artificial English village in your bedroom. You must make English unavoidable. You must trip over English. You must bump into English. If you have to make an effort to find English, you will fail. English must be the air you breathe. Let us move to the concept of input. This is the most critical step of all. There is a famous linguist named Stephen Krashen who talks about comprehensible input. This means listening to and reading English that is just slightly above your current level. It means you understand the message, even if you do not understand every word. Many self-learners make a fatal mistake here. They try to watch CNN or the BBC. They try to watch movies with complex dialogue and heavy slang. They understand 10% of it. They feel stupid. They get a headache. They quit. This is like trying to lift 200 kilograms on your first day at the gym. You will crush yourself. You need to find input that is just one step higher than your current level. If you understand 70% to 80% of what is being said, that is the sweet spot. That is where learning happens. Your brain uses the 80% it knows to guess the 20% it doesn't know. Context is the teacher. We need to distinguish between two types of input: active and passive. Passive listening is what you do while washing the dishes or driving. It is background noise. This is good for rhythm and intonation, but it will not teach you deep vocabulary. Active listening is different. Active listening is sitting down with a notebook and a pen. You listen to a 5-minute clip. You pause. You write down a word you don't know. You look it up. You listen again. You try to write the script of what you hear. This is intense. You cannot do this for hours. Do active listening for 15 minutes a day and passive listening for the rest. The combination of these two is what accelerates your growth. So, where do you find this input? You are finding it right now. Channels like Rise and Learn English are designed exactly for this. Podcasts for learners are excellent. Graded readers are excellent. Do not be ashamed to read children's books. Children's books are full of essential vocabulary and clear grammar. They are the building blocks. If you read a novel for adults and you have to look up 5 words in every sentence, you are not reading. You are decoding. That is painful. Reading should be pleasurable. If you enjoy the story, you will forget you are learning. You will get lost in the narrative. And while you are lost, your brain is quietly absorbing the syntax, the rhythm, and the soul of the language. We must also address the silent period. When a baby is born, it does not speak for 2 years. It listens, it observes, it absorbs. As an adult learner, you often feel pressure to speak immediately. You think, if I am not speaking, I am not learning. This is false. There is a period of incubation. There is a time when you are just gathering data. Do not force yourself to speak before you are ready. If you force it, you will just be translating from your native language. You will be using English words with your native grammar. This creates bad habits that are hard to break later. Allow yourself to be silent. Allow yourself to be a sponge. Listen to the same audio 5 times. The first time for the main idea, the second time for the verbs, the third time for the pronunciation. Go deep. Deep learning is better than wide learning. However, silence does not last forever. Eventually, you must produce the language. But wait, you are alone. You have no teacher. You have no partner. How do you practice speaking? You talk to the best listener in the world, yourself. Self-talk is the secret weapon of polyglots. When you are alone in your house, narrate your life. As you make coffee, say out loud, "I am taking the cup. I am pouring the water. The water is hot. It smells like coffee." You might feel crazy. You might feel like a mad person talking to the air, but nobody is watching. Nobody is judging. This practice connects your physical actions to English words. You are not translating. You are associating the act of pouring with the word pouring. You can take this further. Don't just narrate actions. Narrate emotions. When you are frustrated, say, "I am feeling frustrated because I cannot find my keys." When you are happy, say, "I am happy because the sun is shining." This connects the language to your internal state. It makes the language emotional. Emotional memories are the strongest memories. Also, self-talk reveals your gaps. You might realize, wait, I don't know the word for kettle. Boom. Now you have a specific thing to learn because you needed it in real life. Another powerful technique for solitary speaking is shadowing. Find a speaker you admire. Maybe it is Barack Obama. Maybe it is an actor. Play a sentence of their audio. Pause it. Repeat it. But do not just repeat the words. Repeat the music. Repeat the emotion. If their voice goes up, your voice goes up. If they pause, you pause. You are not just learning vocabulary. You are learning the rhythm of English. English is a stress-timed language. It has a beat, like a drum. If you speak with the wrong rhythm, native speakers will struggle to understand you, even if your grammar is perfect. Shadowing tunes your ear and your mouth to this internal music. Do this for just 10 minutes a day, and your accent will transform. Before we move on, we must talk about what you are learning. Many students waste years learning isolated words. They have lists: table, chair, run, fast. This is the wrong way. Words do not live alone. They live in families. We call these chunks or collocations. If you learn the word decision, you might say, "I did a decision." This is wrong. But if you learn the chunk, "make a decision," you will never make that mistake. You learn it as one sound, make decision. When you learn a new word, never write it alone. Always write the sentence it lives in. If you learn afraid, write, "I am afraid of spiders." This teaches you that afraid goes with of. You don't need to memorize a grammar rule about prepositions. You just remember the pattern. Your brain is a pattern recognition machine. Feed it patterns, not pieces. This is how you achieve fluency. Fluency is not stringing words together one by one. It is pulling pre-made chunks out of your memory and assembling them instantly. As you advance, you will encounter new enemies. These enemies are not vocabulary words or grammar rules. These enemies are psychological. The biggest enemy you will face is the fear of looking stupid. We call this the spotlight effect. You feel like there is a giant spotlight following you. You think everyone is analyzing your grammar. You think everyone is waiting for you to fail. But here is the truth. People are not thinking about you. They are thinking about themselves. They are worrying about their own lunch, their own job, their own life. When you speak broken English, they are not judging you. They are just trying to understand the information. You cannot stay in your room forever. Language is a bridge between two people. Eventually, you must cross that bridge, but you do not have to cross it all at once. You can take small steps. The first step is text. Writing is speaking in slow motion. When you write, you have time to think. You have time to delete. You have time to check. This lowers the anxiety. Join a community online based on your hobbies. If you love gaming, join a gaming server in English. If you love gardening, join a gardening forum. When you post a comment in a gardening forum, your goal is not perfect English. Your goal is healthier plants. This shift in focus is magical. You stop monitoring your grammar because you are too busy thinking about the topic. Once you are comfortable with text, you move to audio. Voice notes are the perfect middle ground between writing and speaking live. You can record a voice note on WhatsApp or Hello Talk. If you don't like it, you can delete it and record it again. You have control. Control reduces fear. Find a language exchange partner who is willing to exchange voice notes. Tell them, I am shy. I want to start with audio messages. Most people will understand. This is training wheels for conversation. Now, let us discuss the intermediate plateau. This is the place where dreams die. You have learned the 3,000 most common words. You can understand 80% of daily conversation, but the remaining 20% feels impossible. You watch a movie and you miss the jokes. You listen to a group of native speakers talking fast, and you feel lost. You feel like you have stopped improving. You haven't stopped. You have just reached the point of diminishing returns. To break through this plateau, you must change your input. You must move from learning materials to authentic materials. Stop listening to podcasts that speak slowly for learners. Stop reading books that are simplified. You must jump into the deep water. You must consume content made by native speakers for native speakers. This will be painful at first. You will go from understanding 90% to understanding 50%. Your ego will take a hit, but you are simply adjusting to the real speed of the language. This is where narrow listening and narrow reading become powerful strategies. Do not jump from topic to topic. Pick one topic, let's say, the history of Rome. Listen to 5 different podcasts about the history of Rome. Read 3 articles about it. Watch 2 documentaries about it. Why? Because the vocabulary will repeat. You will hear the words emperor, legion, conquest, and senate 50 times. By the 50th time, you won't just know the word. You will own the word. It will be burned into your brain. Narrow your focus to expand your depth. If you read 5 books by the same author, you will learn their specific vocabulary style perfectly. Then you can move to the next author. Let's address the concept of accent. Many self-learners are obsessed with having a perfect American or British accent. They spend hours trying to make the perfect TH sound. They feel ashamed of their native accent. Let me set you free from this burden. Your accent is your history. Your accent is your identity. As long as you are clear, as long as people can understand you, your accent is not a problem. In fact, it is charming. It shows that you are brave enough to speak a second language. Do not aim for native. Native is a biological accident. Aim for intelligible. Aim for pleasant. Focus on intonation and stress. If you get the rhythm of the sentence right, People will understand you even if your pronunciation is not perfect. We must also talk about the translation dictionary in your head. When you are in the intermediate stage, you are still translating. You hear dog, you think of the word in your language, and then you see the image. This extra step slows you down. It makes you stutter. To stop translating, you must use a monolingual dictionary. Throw away your English to Spanish or English to Chinese dictionary. Use an English to English dictionary. When you look up a new word, read the definition in English. This forces your brain to stay in English mode. You are defining English with English. You are building a web of connections within the language itself. Let's return to the concept of identity. To be fluent, you almost have to develop an alter ego. The English you might be slightly different from the native you. In your native language, you might be quiet and reserved, but maybe in English you are louder. You are more direct. This is common. Different languages carry different personalities. English is a very direct, action-oriented language. Embrace this new persona. It is like putting on a mask. When you speak, imagine you are a movie character. Adopt their posture. Use their hand gestures. Use their filler words like, well, actually, you know. These filler words are not trash. They are the glue of conversation. They give you time to think. A crucial part of self-study is being your own boss. But you must be a kind boss, not a cruel one. If you miss a day, do not beat yourself up. Do not say, I am lazy. I will never learn. This negative self-talk triggers the affective filter and raises the wall. Instead, be curious. Ask, why did I miss today? Was I tired? Adjust the plan. If you are bored, change the content. If you are tired, reduce the time. The goal is to stay in the game. The only way to lose is to quit. You will have days where you feel like a genius. You will have days where you feel like you have brain damage. This is the roller coaster. Ride it. On the bad days, do the bare minimum. Listen to one song. Read one page. Just keep the streak alive. Finally, you must understand the psychology of compound interest. Language learning is not linear. It is exponential. The work you do today might not show results for 3 months, but it is accumulating. You are building a bamboo tree. For 5 years, you water the ground and see nothing. Then, in 5 weeks, it grows 90 feet. You are currently in the watering phase. Do not stop watering just because you don't see the tree yet. It is growing underground. You are building a house. The foundation is your why. The walls are your input. The roof is your practice. You are creating a shelter where your English can live and grow. It is not finished yet. It is still drafty. The windows are missing, but it is standing. You can live in it. And every day with every word you are adding a brick. You are painting a wall. You are making it yours. Keep building. Keep talking to yourself. Keep shadowing. Keep writing your bad sentences. Because a bad sentence is a bridge to a good sentence. A good sentence is a bridge to a conversation. And a conversation is a bridge to the world. Rise and learn. Your potential is limitless.